Has politics become a problem? I mean, a real problem between your friends and family? It's time we talk about how we can come together and have empathy for each other. Hi, I'm Dr. Wendy Walsh for Local Now. I have a PhD in clinical psychology and I'm a relationship expert. And right now, it feels like most of America are having a really bad relationship with their country. I think we are more divided than we have ever been. I think part of this has to do with the fact that during the last couple decades, the media has continued to move from one side to the other, becoming very polarized. Because if they can get you as a customer and you consider yourself a conservative or you consider yourself a liberal, then they've got some eyeballs that they need to sell commercials. And of course, our candidates on all sides have really used a kind of fear-based rhetoric. So we came by this division kind of naturally. But I want to remind you of something. Most people, most Americans, have far more in common than not. We all want the same things. We want clean air and water. We want education for our children. We want secure jobs. And we want safe cities. I want to give you a few tips to help you come together. Maybe you have a family member or a close friend who has different political ideology, but the relationship is so valuable. You want to keep it, right? The first thing I'm going to ask you to do is to listen without judgment. Many people just need to talk. They need to be heard on both sides. So just take some time to really listen. Mirror back to them what you think you're hearing. But don't judge it, don't get defensive, don't challenge it. It's not a time to get into more battles. It's a time to listen and try to understand. If you are going to get into a conversation about a political issue, try to stay off conversations about candidates and parties. Instead, talk about the real tangible issues, the things that impact your life or the life of your friend or family member. Think about what kinds of things you would vote for, not just the candidates and not just the party colors or rhetoric, but what are the issues that really can change lives? And finally, focus on what you have in common. You know, not so long ago, politics was considered socially improper as a subject matter in social relationships. People kept their politics to themselves. Maybe it's time we start to do that more often because there's so much more that we have in common. Maybe your friend is a common interest friend. Maybe you go to the gym together or yoga or wine tasting or gardening club. Maybe your friend is a parent and your kids participate in activities together. There are so many reasons to have these supportive social relationships. We can't exclude people because they think differently than us. We need to embrace them. We need to hear them. We need to not allow ourselves to be triggered, and we need to really care for them. Research that has been done on the neurobiology of people who consider themselves liberal and people who consider themselves conservative shows that there's one thing that everybody has in common, and it's compassion. So I ask you to put on your compassion cap and really leave the rhetoric behind and focus on the relationship and all the things you can do together now and in the future. Thanks for watching here on Local Now. I'm Dr. Wendy Walsh. You can follow me anywhere on my social media. The handle is @Dr. Wendy Walsh. We'll see you next time.